Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. Now this video will be going out as a bit more of a laid back video on Christmas Day. So if you do celebrate Christmas, I just want to say a massive Merry Christmas to you. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you're spending time with your family and stuff around everything else and all that good stuff. So yeah, have a great day. So this video here is going to be something a bit different. I wanted to do a bit of a LM kind of race modified build of the Lamborghini Countach, mainly the 25th anniversary with the Aventador SV engine swap. So as you can see, we do have the Aventador SV engine in it, and I feel like this gives us a good base to kind of build a bit of a race car around this old Lamborghini. So this series is basically just about building kind of those cars you may have forgotten about into, you know, pretty much full-blown race cars. As you can see here, we are running the racing soft on both of these. I actually feel like this car's, you know, rather quite good on its tyres, at least in the event that I used it in. In terms of suspension, it's obviously going to be the fully customizable suspension. This does give you the most customizability and allows you to really kind of, you know, fine tune those settings. So in terms of height, we've actually got it quite set high, mainly because it does tend to bottom out if you put it too low. So we've got that at 120 and 135. Anti-roll bar is 7 and 10. The compression is 35 and 37, with the expansion being 45 for both. Natural frequency is 2.85 and 3.10. Negative camber angle 1.5 and 2.0. I didn't want too much on there, but I still wanted a little bit. Toe angle here at the front is 0.08, that is outwards, and then 0.15 inwards at the rear. Differential is fully customizable. I do recommend this, and these are my settings. It is the initial torque at 10, acceleration sensitivity is 10, and braking is 30. We obviously have the fully customizable racing transmission. No individual gears, but I've set it to 330. This is just giving me a little bit of a longer gear ratio. I feel like it's a nice little sweet spot between top speed and still having that decent acceleration. No ballast on this one, and I've not changed the ECU either. I didn't really feel a need to. I probably could have done if I wanted a bit more performance points. In terms of downforce, I've gone fully, you know, full downforce everywhere, just to help, you know, through the corners, give us better cornering and etc. In terms of like the, you know, parts and stuff, I've got a racing air cleaner on, racing exhaust manifold, racing brake system, racing brake pads, and then in terms of like permanent mods, as you can see, I've got the clutch and flywheel up there as well. I've got all the weight reduction and the increased rigidity for higher top speeds. So in terms of using this at an event, I actually went for the Neoclassical. I felt that this was a great place to really kind of, you know, get this build going and giving it a little bit of a test. Obviously, these are for older race cars. I feel like there's a nice selection. You've got everything from an Alpha 155 all the way up to like Mazda 787B and stuff. It's really quite an awesome event, and I felt like it really kind of, you know, fit in with some of those mid-pack cars. As you can see, it doesn't really look out of place at all. So early on we took on some of the slower cars, then we kind of got into the likes of the McLaren, then we had the Mercedes, the CLK I believe it is, yes, the CLK LM over here, and we was really up, you know, kind of keeping pace with those. In terms of where I was kind of at in terms of pace, I'd probably say I was more just off of the likes of the Group C machines that run this race, that being kind of the Jaguar and the Mazda and such. The main reason I was kind of off the pace of the Mazda is because that car can just go forever. It doesn't actually need to really pit for tyres or fuel. Obviously I am running these soft tyres, but like I said, this car overall is actually very kind of, you know, good on its tyres, much better than expected. Obviously I've kind of built this around not having to spin the tyres up and such. If you kind of remember my engine swap video, I've said that it was kind of, you know, a bit of a brute. You could see it was just constantly kicking out, and now it's kind of more refined. It won't just put all the power down straight away and absolutely throw your rear end out, but it's still, you know, very powerful, just with that added control, and that's kind of what I wanted to go for. So my main aim wasn't to win the race. It was essentially to just beat the other similar cars, and I feel like it massively excelled in doing so. Obviously the main drawback of this car is it does not have a race fuel tank in it. It's not a proper endurance car or a proper race car, should I say. So it does still have the kind of road car fuel tank in it, which does mean that you are very kind of, you know, limited to how you run it. I found that I had to run it in about fuel mix 6 just to kind of make it go longer. If you turn the power up, you're very much on pace, or even faster than a lot of the cars that you wouldn't expect to be. Turn down though, it all kind of is about your driver's skill, not making mistakes, and obviously choosing the best time to pit. So my goal here was around about, I'd probably say about 5th is what I was aiming for. Anything over that, they're much quicker cars. You know, anything above that place, they're around about 100 to even more than that performance points ahead. So I was just not expecting to compete. One thing to note though, in terms of like sort of getting towards the top speed, after obviously the group C's and stuff get their acceleration, I found this car to be hitting even higher top speeds than them. This is on, I believe, normal difficulty, maybe hard. I can't quite remember what I had it on at the time. And I was just noticing that towards the end of the straights, the Lamborghini had started catching up through the corners again. Very nice, very stable. There was only a couple of corners where it kind of felt like it had started struggling a little bit as the kind of tyre wear kicked in. But that's another thing to note as well. Even when the tyre wear kicks in, even on the softs, it doesn't become uncontrollable. You can quite easily, you know, keep it out there until the tyres fall off that cliff when they're completely gone. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing that. But in terms of this, in this event, you could literally get to the halfway point on softs, which means you could still do a one stop even with sort of a road fuel tank and, you know, soft race tyres, which even some of the race cars will struggle doing at this event. Like I said, I mean, the cars up front, those Group C machines, they're much, you know, they're proper built endurance racers. They can go a lot longer in this event. So I wasn't expecting to really be there with them. But as you can see here, we're actually giving the Sauber a run for its money on the straight. This car just seems to reach some incredible top speeds with that Aventador SV engine in. It really is no slouch. As you can see, we're going to try it up the inside of the Jaguar here. Are we going to manage to pull it off? Just the Jaguar having to back out of it there. So we do get ahead, but obviously, like I said, in terms of, you know, our pace, we were good, maybe not necessarily the fastest. The main thing that was really let down on was sort of that fuel consumption. Like I said, obviously having the road fuel tank, I'd probably compare it to like the Suzuki Escudo. It's very quick, but it runs out of fuel a lot more, meaning it will drop back in comparison to those kind of, you know, Group C machines and stuff. So in terms of pitting, I actually went for around about a lap 4 pit stop the first time around because I accidentally left the engine massively turned up at first, so it is going to actually cost me in the end, like you'll see. So we're going to go for a bit of a pit stop here, and this will be our one and only one. Now I'm actually going to go again on another set of softs. Like I said, this car is quite kind to its tyres. It's not aggressive on them. It doesn't kind of burn them up and chew through them, not in the slightest. Like I said, its main downside is just that fuel. So we are obviously going to take the tyres and get a full tank of fuel. Obviously it's critical that we do. We are going to have to do a bit of lifting and coasting towards the end to, you know, sort of, you know, keep the car going, or else it would run out of fuel just like, you know, about a lap short. If you do fuel save enough, especially when you kind of do your first lap out of the pits, that's kind of what I regret doing. You should quite easily be able to go to the end at this point, but like I said, this is just more of a test race to kind of test my Le Mans kind of built cars. So we had a bit of work to do again. As you can see, we've come out behind the GT500 Skyline and we're pretty much going to decimate it. We are much quicker. We have a lot more power, a lot more speed, and as you can see, the grip we have coming through these corners is just incredible. You know, those soft tyres really helping early on to just get us up that grid and get us back where we really want to be. I did make a slight mistake as well, just after I overtook the Escudo Pikes Peak, and yeah, I kind of dropped a load of time there. All right, you're going to see it would have made a bit of a difference in the end, even with fuel saving. I think I was just a bit too aggressive in terms of, you know, not really lifting and coasting early doors on my next stint. I think I was too bothered about just sort of making moves and getting back up the grid, when in reality I could have really held off a little bit, at least for maybe a lap or two before going full attack towards the end, and I feel like that would have probably been the better strategy for this car. As you can see, I just think it looks absolutely awesome. The Countach definitely underappreciated in terms of Gran Turismo 7. Obviously it's not in real life. I feel like people absolutely love this car. It's timeless, it's a poster car, but I feel like in terms of actually being raced, I feel like nobody ever really touches this car. Obviously this is the one you can get in the used car dealer, which makes it much more accessible than the really old one that we have in the Legends dealer. And personally, I just think the look of the 25th anniversary is almost timeless. You know, it screams sort of like the original hypercar. You know, this and kind of the Testarossa were, you know, the poster boys of the 80s, early 90s, and to me they still held up to you know, today, with the Lamborghini obviously being the most extreme of the bunch. In my opinion, I prefer the Countach over the Diablo. I know that's probably controversial for some, but I think it's just probably because, you know, even when I was kind of growing up and such, the Countach was still very much loved, with the Diablo only just kind of getting into its groove in terms of being an icon at that point. So as you can see, we're not the only car struggling with fuel usage. As you can see, the Suzuki Escudo just absolutely dropping back, having to pit, I believe, twice in this whole event, which really does kind of, you know, affect where it actually ends up. And again, like I said, if you had to really compare this car to anything, it'd probably be that car in terms of its fuel use. The fact that it just drinks a bit more than, you know, some of the more proper endurance, you know, proper GT cars of the time, which is its only downside. But as you can see, we're on a nice little trip. We're in P7 already after our pit stop. We're doing pretty well. Like I said, I've got this in Fuel Mix 6 and the pace is still there. After a bunch of other cars pit, we end up in P4. And as you can see, we were just right on the back of the XJR, which is very impressive. I feel like without that mistake, we could have got ahead of it and then sort of held it up by doing a bit of fuel saving. At this point, I'm doing a lot of lifting and coasting. I'm staying in as high a gear as I can, trying to reduce the amount of times I go through the gears, because obviously that's just going to increase the fuel consumption. But sadly, the fuel tank is going to let us down at the last minute. You're going to probably hear it conk out and just see our speed absolutely drop. So I believe it's about at this point we're essentially just rolling. Luckily it's a bit of a downhill section, so we don't lose too much momentum. So as you can see, we're just absolutely dropping back from the XJR now, and we're hoping to basically just roll it across the line, hoping that the AI doesn't catch us. I don't think they did catch us in the end. I don't really know whereabouts they were on track. I wasn't sort of looking back at this time. I was just kind of looking for where the flag guy is, and there he is. As you can see, the Sauber just behind in the end. So yeah, eventually the fuel tank did let us down. But overall, that is my first LM build, or RM build, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I just thought it was something more relaxed to do, something more fun, where I'm not focusing around money builds and I'm kind of just building cars that I want to drive, and making maybe some of those cars you might have forgot about a bit more enjoyable. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said, have a great Christmas, or whatever you may celebrate around the world. Yeah, it's been absolutely awesome to have you all on board this year. I'm going to now go and relax for a few days over the Christmas period, spend some time with my family and stuff. So yeah, have a good one. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn those notifications on so you don't miss an upload from me. And that will be all. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Peace. Just a side note, money builds for the update 1.27 cars will be coming soon. Yeah, I did forget to mention that, but yes, they are coming fairly soon. All right, see you later, guys. Bye.